Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, this is Joe Mata with the Mata Boxing Report. Hope you guys are having a great evening so far. I had a little intro for my first video. It covered, like a couple minutes, but I basically want to kind of go over right now what my show is going to cover. Obviously, we're going to cover the big upcoming fights as well. Um, Canelo, Charlo's coming up. We'll cover that as well. But a lot of bunch of other stuff we're going to cover. I'm going to give my opinion on, say that a lot of stuff on social media. Got the Four Kings, how they would have done against Mayweather. Upcoming future show. I'll give my opinion on it, and you guys can agree, disagree, whatever. Leave the comments, what you think, and we'll discuss it. We'll chop it up, and we'll see how it goes. But when I talk about past shows, um, past fights, what your thoughts were on them, about them, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to give a little background too about of me. I grew up in Northern California. Grew up around boxing. My dad was a big boxing fan. I had an uncle who was a professional fighter, kind of like I don't know, like the Rocky Balboa. He club fighter type of thing. You had wins, had losses, but never really, you know, went to elite level. So it was like always growing up, it was boxing. I remember, when I was younger, uh, what's his name? Yeah, Carlos Monzon against Rodrigo Valdez. I believe they had two fights, and I kind of somewhat remember those other fights growing up. Uh, Duran Leonard 1, 2, 3. Ali Frazier 1, 2, 3. Foreman Frazier. Uh, Ernie Shavers. Uh, Larry Holmes. Just all the other ones is Larry Holmes, Tyson, uh, Mike Tyson, against Spinks, uh, Duran, Pino Cuevas, Duran, Leonard Duran, Hagler, and of course Duran with the loss to Hearns, and just a bunch of just a bunch of other fights. So we're going to be covering this. It's going to be a fun time for me to be covering a sport that I love. Um, and like just a little bit background, as I was growing up, Dad always put gloves on me. I was boxing my cousins and whatnot, and we just go at it, boom, boom. And at the time, I was the tallest, 'cause I was the oldest. And kind of funny thing is now I'm the shortest. Yeah, but I'm the oldest. So, uh, but I was really into it. I liked it. Junior high, we were boxing, in school and stuff, kind of messing around. And then when I got to high school, um, we had boxing for PE, and that's when the boxing coach here in town, uh, he noticed me, and because all the other fighters, are just doing that 1, 2, 2. Me, I was going to body, hitting angles and stuff like that, where the other kids weren't doing that. And the coach picked up on that, and he asked my PE teacher what my name was and everything, and he told me to. PE teacher told me to stay after class, so I stayed after class and whatnot. And then he was trying to talk me into it. I said, I'm playing football, but yeah, I love this sport. I'd love to try it. So you got to talk it over to my mom and dad. And then he went and he talked to my dad and my mom was straight up no. And my dad was like, well, he's a football player, and he likes it. I don't know if he'll do it. And so I just kind of went, okay, well, maybe I can do it, both. And I was doing both for a while, but it was just wearing me out. And, my dad wouldn't let me quit football because I wanted to do boxing, 24/7. He wouldn't let me do it. And so it was just one of those things where it's just like, I did it. And then I can't remember what happened, but I remember halfway through the season, I got tired of the football coaches crap and just said, heck with it, I'm done. And I'll talk about that in another story. But yeah, and then I was thinking, okay, well, I'll concentrate on boxing. Dad wouldn't let me do it. And so, long story short, I never got to pursue that as much as I wanted to. But in 1982, Bobby Chacon, who lived here in my town at the time, he lived here in the early 80s. He was looking for sparring partners for his upcoming fight with, I believe it was Bazooka Limon. They fought at the I think it was the Civic Center there in Sacramento. Um, we got to spar with him a few times, and about to become pretty good friends with him. And Bobby had his troubles and whatnot and all that, and domestically and all that good stuff. But here, when he was living here, I mean, he was good to the kids. I mean, there was not a kid. If he asked him for an autograph, picture, boom, he was there. Till the last kid got their autograph, picture, whatever it was. So Bobby was good for good at doing that, for the kids and stuff. And I remember one time my friend, my girlfriend at the time, whatever case anyway, but her brother wanted to meet Bobby, and so I was like, okay, well, let me go over to Bobby's house. So I went to Bobby's house, knocked on the door, and he goes, "Hey, Joe, what's up?" And I kind of explained to him what was going on. He's like, "Well," he's kind of Bobby's kind of a kidder. He goes, "Well, what?" He started laughing. He goes, "Yeah, we're getting ready to finish dinner here, man." He says, "Give me about an hour to clean up, and then bring him here, and I'll meet him and talk to him and all that good stuff." So, we went to. I called her, told her, get down here. If your brother wants to meet Bobby, get down here. So, came down, met him, and everything. And when you walked in Bobby's house, you walked in. The TV was over here, the living room's over here, then right here, he had like a little glass case, and that was all his championship belts and whatnot. And the kid went in there, and he was just like, "Wow," and Bobby's like, "Yeah, you want to try one on?" So Bobby got up in there and pulled out the WBC belt, I believe it was, and let him try it on, take pictures with it. Bobby took a picture with him. And then, Bobby's like quizzing me. He goes, "You remember what this fight was, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was the one you beat Little Red Lopez." He started, he nodded his head, and so we were there for about an hour, visiting, and he got a bunch of pictures with him and everything, and answered all his questions. So, Bobby, like I said, Bobby, he has his trouble past, but man, when it came to the kids, man, he was bright on. Sorry, I was that little tick I have to my first video. Just go back and watch that, and you'll see the reasoning behind that. Also, later on, Bobby made the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. And at the time, he had already passed away. I contacted them, and I said, "Have you found anyone to accept it for him?" "Well, no, we haven't." And I said, "Well, I can message his daughter and see, if she'll do it." So I messaged her, and she didn't get back to me. So I'm assuming, she didn't want to do it for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate or answer her, her reasoning, because I mean that's hers and I respect it. So I just told the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame that there was no answer. I don't know what to do. They were like, "Well, can you accept it?" I was like, well, I mean, if it's, I can do like a video chat and accept it, but I've got too many obligations with my kids here. I can't go over there. There's no way I'd be able to do it. And they were like, okay, no, that's understandable. We just need we want someone here, to actually physically accept it for them. And I told them, I understand. That's no problem. Yeah, I can't do it. And so they found someone to do it. So I was happy for that, that Bobby got his just due, um, for boxing. So, yeah, guys, other than that, I always sit there and wonder how I would have done if I had gotten in the ring, yeah, I don't know. I may not have made it to that elite status, but it just sits there and, you kind of wonder, what would have happened if I would have took that job? Well, I wonder what would have happened if I would have stayed with this person and not broke up with them, and you kind of like, the wheels kind of turn. Well, what would have happened? And that's always in the back of my mind, what would have happened. So, but yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to covering this great sport and kind of give you an idea of what I want to cover on this. So I left a list of people I'd love to have on the show um, on my Twitter. And let me see. Let me check this out. You guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It is, let me get this, Mata Boxing Report. And, or you can go at Boxing Joe 2. That's Boxing Joe, the number 2. If you go to on Twitter. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, let me find it here. I don't have these memorized yet. It'd be the same thing. The Mata Boxing Report. Mata's MATA. So, yeah, I'd like the guys to have you follow me, and you got any questions about boxing, or questions about what stuff I just covered, I'm willing to answer the questions. So yeah, get back to me. I'd love to hear from you guys, and kind of will late in my area. Well, not late in my area, but at my household it's kind of late, so that's why I'm not talking too loud. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. And like I said, I'd love to have you on as a guest if you seen that list I posted on Twitter. So, hey guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Got a lot more shows coming for you up, planning, and hopefully we'll get some great guests. My favorite fighters, you guys are all welcomed on. So hopefully I'll hear from you, and we can get this going. So looking forward to it, guys. See you next time, and you guys all have a great night. See ya.